Let's look at the root circum in this lesson. The root circum means around. You might have seen this root in words such as circumference or circumnavigate. The word circumference means the length of the outside region of something circular. Circumnavigate, the root navigate, means to travel or journey, and circumnavigate therefore means to travel around some place. Perhaps someone circumnavigated the globe in 3 days. What that means is that they started at one point and went all around the globe and came back to the point that they started. Circumnavigate. Circumscribe. The root scribe means to write or draw. For instance, you could inscribe something inside a ring where you're writing inside. Or a scribe is the name given to someone who writes for another person, acting as an aid. Circumscribe, therefore, could be thought of as someone drawing a circle around you and asking you not to cross that boundary. What happens there is that you are constrained by this boundary, you're confined within it, you're limited by the scope. Therefore, to constrain, to limit, or to contain within some norms is to circumscribe. For instance, if I were to say that the current educational system circumscribes the potential of many students, what I am suggesting is that the educational system is of a sort that limits the potential, the possible potential that students can reach. Circumlocution. The root here is loqui. Circum, around, loqui, speech. Circumlocution, therefore, is to talk in a roundabout manner, in that you are not being direct, you are talking circularly. You're beating around the bush. Circumlocution, therefore, means to be indirect and not get to the point. Circumvent. When you circumvent, you are going around something, in that you are not directly approaching it, you find a way that goes around a particular scenario. For instance, to circumvent the additional cost of buying new books, I decided to borrow them from my friend. Circumvent, to find a way around. Circumambulate. The root here is amb, which means to walk. Circumambulate therefore means to walk around. Perhaps you would like to circumambulate the park, or to walk around the entire of the park. You essentially walk in circles around something. Circumambulate. Remember that circumambulate is different from circumnavigate because circumnavigate is in a more bigger scale. You probably would circumnavigate the globe or circumnavigate Mars or something like that. You cannot circumnavigate your park. That doesn't make sense. You could circumambulate though. Granted that people generally do not use the word circumambulate because, well, it is a grandiloquent way of saying I walked around the park. But it is definitely a word that is valid, and it does carry the root circum. And finally, circumspect. The root spect, which we will be talking about along with amb in a bit, means to see. Circumspect means to look or see all around you. So imagine someone who's always looking around themselves, looking around him or herself. You would characterize this person to be very cautious, to be very vigilant, correct? Because they're always watching around themselves. This is exactly what circumspect means, to be very vigilant, to be very cautious. So that brings us to the end of circum. Let's look at the roots amb and spect a little more closely.